Why is no one talking about duplicating your listings in the midterm rental industry, aka temporary housing industry? Well, it's because people simply don't know that it exists and the importance of doing it. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why you're actually leaving money on the table if you don't duplicate your listings. Now, why would one duplicate your listing, and why should you consider duplicating your listing if you haven't done it? If you've never heard of such a concept, why is it not talked about enough? Well, because most individuals who are in the midterm rental niche are not operating at a level where they understand how to actually capture more bookings by doing this model. And once you do, you yourself will understand how you've probably been leaving money on the table. So traditionally, where should you duplicate your listings and how do you do it and why you should do it? Let's cover it. So in order to actually be found, your availability is everything in the midterm rental niche, right? Your ability to be available is what actually sets you apart from those who are actually non-available. Giving you an example, if you're looking to relocate a family for the next 3 months in this specific zip code, what one might do as a family member who's also known as the policy holder, let's say your insurance company is going to pay for it, or perhaps the relocation agency on the other side that's working on your behalf is going to look to relocate you. They do a simple search on multiple areas, and one of those areas is OTAs like aka an Airbnb or a furnish finder. And the number one driver that gives you the best chance to even land in front of those inquiries is your availability. Now, what happens if you are catering to short-term rental guests, as you should, because you should have your cake and be able to eat it too, is that you are not showing up in the searches. If I'm going to look out to have a family stay, or if I'm the relocation agency or agent and I'm looking to relocate a family for the next 3 months, and you are accepting short-term stays in the interim for the next couple months, you're just not going to show up in the search, because I'm going to look what's available for the next 60 to 90 days, and you're going to have multiple bookings in several weekends, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 3 weeks, in the next month. And so therefore, when I do this search, you're not going to pop up. But there is a way that you can have your cake and be able to eat it too. And that is why most investors are sleeping on this and don't know to do this, is because if you want to show up, what you should do, and I recommend you doing, is duplicating your listing so that you make one completely available, so that you at least are giving yourself the chance to receive these inquiries and then be able to make an educated decision on how you're going to go about either those future stays that you already have booked, or how you are going to optimize for either catering to this specific family and moving the other bookings around, or alternatively is making sure you're not fully exposed on the short-term rental listing, so that you're not booking people up too far down the calendar, so that you can still be able to look at the marketplace and see where the demand is coming from. If you have a short-term rental listing and you have a midterm rental listing, what you get the luxury to do as a business owner is look at it side by side and look at the data. Now, if you have an OTA like an Airbnb, when you duplicate your listing, you want to make sure that the instant book is removed, or else you're going to get yourself into trouble if people are instant booking on two different listings for the same property. That could be a big no-no and a big problem for you. However, if you're just managing it as a way for saying, I am open for business, I am open to receive a 2-month stay, I'm open to receive a 3-month stay, when that inquiry comes in, you can then make a business decision. And this is stuff that I talk about in my mastermind on how to actually navigate around doing that. If you're currently getting value from watching this video, you'll want to make sure you take a second and click below to grab the midterm rental insurance blueprint to help accelerate your process in being able to land these midterm rental insurance contracts with respect to your marketplace. Make sure you click the button below and grab it, and continue on with the gems in this video. There's videos around YouTube on my channel where you can look at it, but in short, it's all about managing the expectation and managing the communication so that you're very clear that if you're going to take on this 3-month inquiry, there might be some communication that needs to be had with other people who are initially interested. However, you've now given yourself a chance by being available, which is the number one thing that you need to be aware of and optimize for if you want to be able to land these large lucrative contracts for longer stays, especially with the insurance companies. Now, it's not that you're targeting these insurance companies and extracting all the dollars from them. It's that they're willing to pay a premium because they don't have as many options in the marketplace. And if yours happens to be a good one, then you might be in a position where you can always send some short-term rental bookings to someone else in your zip code and even provide recommendations. But it's typically hard to find someone who understands the power of being able to have a family move into the temporary housing, a home for the next 3 months and be available. As a matter of fact, typically the homes that are available are not the best ones. They're available for a reason. But if your home is top notch and you duplicate your listing, you will open the floodgates of getting more inquiries and getting more interest because of your availability to begin with to start the conversation. And now you know and you have what it takes to understand the power of duplicating your listing and why, if you haven't done so already, you're probably leaving a lot of money on the table. If you got value from this video, make sure you check out our video, how to land your first midterm rental insurance contract.